Are electric vehicles set to revolutionize transportation, or are they hitting a major snag? In today's video, we're uncovering the biggest challenge in EV adoption that often gets overlooked. From range anxiety to charging infrastructure woes, what's truly stopping us from making the switch to electric cars? Stay tuned to this video to know more. The shift to EVs is one of the most exciting developments in the automotive world, offering cleaner air, quieter streets, and reduced dependence on fossil fuels. While EVs seem poised to shape the future of transportation, several challenges still stand in the way of widespread adoption. Among these hurdles, infrastructure is by far the biggest obstacle. With the current lack of sufficient charging stations, how can owning an EV be practical, especially for long trips or in areas without reliable charging access? The issue is closely tied to other challenges, such as the high cost of installing fast chargers, the time it takes to charge an EV compared to refueling a gas car, and consumer hesitation to embrace new technology. Until these obstacles are addressed, EVs can't fully realize their potential as the standard mode of transportation. Charging infrastructure is the backbone of the electric vehicle revolution. Without enough accessible charging stations, the promise of widespread EV adoption remains a distant goal. Unlike the well-established network of gas stations, which are found on nearly every corner, EV charging stations are still relatively sparse, particularly in rural or less populated areas. This imbalance has led to a major concern for EV drivers known as range anxiety. That's the fear of running out of battery power without a nearby charging station. The gas station model is something society's relied on for over 100 years, so transitioning to electric charging requires a significant shift in behavior. With gas stations, drivers are used to a quick 5-minute stop to refuel. In contrast, charging an electric vehicle can take much longer. Standard chargers, which are the most common, can take several hours to fully charge a vehicle, while fast chargers, which can get the job done in under an hour, are still relatively rare and expensive to install. While governments and private companies are working hard to expand charging networks, the progress is slow and uneven. Even the chargers themselves present a challenge. With multiple types of chargers offering varying speeds, how can drivers know which one is compatible with their EV model? And with fast chargers being costly to install and maintain, how can we address the gap in availability compared to standard chargers? This combination of factors, longer charging times, uneven distribution of chargers, and the high cost of fast chargers creates a significant barrier to widespread EV adoption. The lack of a robust charging infrastructure is the primary hurdle, preventing EVs from becoming the default mode of transportation. While the technology behind EVs continues to improve, the convenience and accessibility of charging stations must keep pace. Governments, private companies, and consumers alike will need to invest in building out a reliable, widespread charging network. Only then can electric vehicles truly reach their full potential and become the standard for everyday driving. While charging infrastructure is often highlighted as a key challenge for EVs, the limitations of EV batteries themselves are another significant barrier. Despite advances in battery technology, why do EVs still fall short in range compared to internal combustion engine vehicles? Most EVs offer between 200 to 300 miles on a full charge, with some high-end models reaching over 400 miles. However, many gasoline-powered cars can easily travel over 400 miles on a single tank, making them more convenient for long trips. Battery technology is still in its early stages, and the challenge of creating smaller, lighter, and more efficient batteries remains. Additionally, extreme weather conditions can further reduce battery performance. For instance, cold temperatures can cause EV batteries to lose charge more quickly, which complicates adoption in regions with harsh winters. Battery disposal and recycling also pose long-term environmental concerns. Although EVs are marketed as eco-friendly, producing and disposing of batteries comes with significant environmental cost. Another major hurdle is the cost. While prices have dropped in recent years, EVs are still more expensive up front than traditional gas-powered vehicles, which deters many budget-conscious consumers. The high cost is largely due to the expense of battery manufacturing. The price gap can be off-putting, especially when combined with the fact that not everyone qualifies for government incentives meant to offset the cost. In some regions, these incentives are being phased out as EVs become more common, making it even harder for average consumers to afford them without substantial financial assistance. Additionally, many consumers are hesitant to think long-term when buying a car. While EVs can offer significant savings on fuel and maintenance over time, the higher upfront cost is a tough sell. While EVs offer a promising future for cleaner transportation, battery limitations, high upfront costs, and environmental concerns related to production and disposal are significant challenges. And even if charging stations become widespread, the issue of charging time still poses a significant challenge for EV adoption. Drivers are used to the convenience of filling up a gas tank in 5 minutes, so the thought of waiting 30 minutes or more to recharge an EV can be hard to accept. Consider the scenario of a long road trip. With a gas-powered car, you can travel 400 miles or more on a full tank, refuel in minutes, and be on your way. In contrast, an EV may need to stop every 200 miles for an hour-long recharge. This disparity highlights a key reason why many people hesitate to switch to electric vehicles. Until charging times are significantly reduced, EVs will struggle to compete with the convenience of internal combustion engine vehicles. Another major concern is whether our power grids can handle the increased demand if EV adoption becomes widespread. The short answer is no. Many electric grids around the world are not equipped to manage the energy load required if millions of EVs are charging simultaneously. Experts are already raising alarms about grid stability, especially in regions prone to rolling blackouts or energy shortages during peak times. Furthermore, powering EVs with clean energy is a challenge in itself. While renewable energy sources like solar and wind are growing, many electric grids still rely heavily on non-renewable sources such as coal and natural gas. This presents a paradox. If the electricity that powers EVs comes from fossil fuels, the environmental benefits of driving electric are greatly reduced. For EVs to be truly green, the grid must also transition to renewable energy sources, a transformation that will take time and significant investment. One often overlooked challenge with EV adoption is the human factor. People have been driving gasoline-powered vehicles for over a century, and switching to electric isn't just a technological change, it's a cultural one. Many consumers remain cautious about EVs, partly due to misinformation and uncertainty about the new technology, but also because of a natural resistance to change. Some drivers see EVs as unfamiliar and untested, worrying about long-term reliability, high repair costs, and uncertain retail value. Others are emotionally attached to traditional cars, enjoying the sound, feel, and mechanics of internal combustion engines. For these drivers, a car represents more than just transportation. It carries a sense of nostalgia, comfort, and identity. Convincing people to move from gas-powered cars to EVs will require more than technological advancements. It will require a shift in mindset. This cultural transition might take years or even decades as society gradually moves away from internal combustion engine vehicles and embraces the electric future. While EVs promise a cleaner, greener future, there are significant challenges that must be addressed for widespread adoption. Charging times need to be drastically reduced to match the convenience of refueling, power grids must be upgraded to handle increased demand, and the energy that powers EVs needs to come from clean, renewable sources. Despite these obstacles, the future of EVs is promising. As technology improves, costs decrease, and more charging stations are built, a fully electric future is becoming more realistic. For now, the path to mass EV adoption is full of challenges, but it also holds exciting potential for a greener tomorrow. So let us know your views in the comments section down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.